Hello, lovely members. So this is public, and if there's anything, if you don't want to have it, if it really bothers you to have your chart read, if anything, whatever looks private or overly private, I of course won't say it, but also if it's truly bothering anybody, then I will make it not public and I will make it members only. I thought it would be fun to do this where it's public, but only members can comment, and I will only be reading members' charts. But it's an interesting way to let people see what membership is like. Like, this is a really, it's the best. I could make a video and say it's like this and it's like that, but this is really a great way, I thought. I'm eating a gluten-free, no carb tortilla, what I made with homemade cinnamon and raw honey butter. Putting my oxygen mask on first. It's a new skill set. All right. We are going to share the screen. Sorry, it feels completely inappropriate, but I'm going to get over myself. See, I'm doing my new moon work. I'm going to get that chat out. Welcome, 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 members. If you are able to see this and you're not a member and you can't comment, that is because this is a member's chart read video. And and so I thought it would be fun just so everybody can see what membership is like. But I'm still leaving, you know, part of their privilege is to have little chart reads like this every once in a while. And also the commenting is just for them. So you can say if you want to stay, if you're not a member, or you don't have to stay if you don't want to. I'm trying to lead by example and shove something down my throat quickly. I'm not skimp on, not come out of my eating habits I've been working so hard on. Giving up sugar completely is not easy. Like, all you pretty much have to put the work into making every single thing yourself. You can't really buy anything. Even sauces and all that stuff is hard, even at a nice restaurant. Everything's got sugar in it. Oh, you guys are so sweet. All right. I love you all so much. I really appreciate the members. That's why I do stuff like this. Okay. And you know, one of your own will be live tomorrow doing doing readings. And she is very accurate and she is very ethical. So tomorrow she's kind of officially launching, and I love the celebration of that. And she will have her links and everything also. That will be public. But you know, the support, of course, is welcome. And we've got her all set up for links and everything. So she's now got like a booking calendar and all of that stuff. Okay. Say anything. I fucking love you, Tina. Okay. Last one. That's it. Ooh. Of course, whenever I'm live, it's like a antenna. Everybody messages me. Let's take a look at these charts. You guys can see the charts, yeah? You guys can see the chart? If somebody in the comments could let me know if that's what you've got visual on right now. Okay, great. Thank you, Juan. Here is the Leo new moon. Okay, who wants to volunteer as tribute or who has to go? Hannah, where are you located? I want to be considerate of the people that are not in the USA. Are you in, I can't remember if you're in Sweden, and that would make it like midnight or 1 a.m. Is anybody here in a rush? We try to be considerate. Now my hands are sticky. It was one of those days. All right, Hannah, then let's jump into yours first. All I can hear is Kendrick Lamar in my head going, fuck him up. Pop, pop, pop. Where's the Leo new moon? Very singy today and yesterday. Okay, here we go. So you are having this in your 6th. It is just, Hannah's probably like, I thought this was in my 7th because 2 degrees. The minutes matter. So as long as you are 1000% positive, in the words of Mona Lisa DeVita, that your rising degree is your rising degree. And the minute you were born is the minute you were born. Then this is actually happening in your 12th, 6th house axis. Okay. Reading, I know there's a little bit of, it is. Okay. So then you're having this in your, you have the Pluto is conjunct your descendant. So right now, Hannah, the first thing I want to tell you is when you are having the Pluto, regardless of the new moon, when you're having Pluto kind of hang out on your ascendant like this, especially in retrograde, it's going to continue to be in your 12th house. And re-examining your power of persuasion, re-examining your ability to be a magnet for people. What kind of people do you want to be a magnet for? Understanding your power that was probably hidden from you, coming in, coming in to not, I could have gone all left field on the other video. But the thing about power is we often have this idea of power because we see so many people misusing it. So sometimes the first part of stepping into our personal power is having a whole conversation with ourselves about our relationship with the word power and what it means to us. And understanding that we can use power to empower ourselves and others, and we don't have to be an asshole about it and overpower, right? Or have other people, use us as a doormat. This is also going to make you a human lie detector on steroids now and for a while. Now and for a while. So examining and let it come to you. Six, like, how are you always in support and service to others, Hannah? Also, it's happening on your North Node, which is beautiful. It's conjunct your North Node. It is conjunct. It's applying to that it's applying to that 7th house descendant. It is applying to your descendant, but it is not in the 7th house. Self-refinement and examining. And again, a lot of times the full moons bring the, especially when it's conjunct an angle, a lot of times the full moons, because everything's illuminated, can bring more tangible things to the table. And while a new moon can, it is more likely to happen within us because it's a new moon, because it's dark. So having this so close to your descendant, it sure is going to influence. And obviously, as the day goes by, that new moon is going to stay conjunct and cross over. But at the moment of its full potential, of its full power, we are definitely looking at it as a 6/12. The other thing to do here is look at any way that anyone has ever tried to gaslight you or shame you about any mental health. Listen, mental health can be, I have anxiety. Mental health can be, I have ADHD. Mental health can be, I'm neurospicy. Mental health can be, I work until I burn out and then I need to just escape. Mental health can be having boundaries and protecting yourself from over socializing, even with the people that you love the most. And how have you been shamed? Oh, you disappear, you're unreliable. Anything like that. Because we can see from your chart, you really put your emphasis in others. So transforming how you let people have power over your mental space and your spiritual hygiene is very, very on deck. And that is where the self-refinement shows up for you in this 6th house. Now, what's interesting is it is very much conjunct your North Node, which is interesting. So this is probably going to be a significant period of time in your life, this next couple of days. You might not know it now. You will look back at it later and be like, oh, that little adjustment, that little epiphany, that little whatever made a big difference. Hannah, the other thing is it is squaring your Venus in the 8th. I kind of want to ask you what's going on as far as money that's due to you. If you have any kind of dissolving or any kind of money, yes, you're super intuitive and setting boundaries like a boss. I love that for you. I love that for you. Is there any money owed to you or any kind of like contract or thing dissolving where money is owed to you? And this idea that you have to work for it, or you have to do something extra, or maybe you didn't do enough for this money that is owed to you, and that you probably did do everything you were like to allow it to come in and not feel like you have to do something for it. That's in my code switching video too, about like other people's opinions of it, none of our business, and also how universe gets your money to you is none of your fucking business. This idea that we have to like mitigate how every penny is coming in is a social construct that we are so acclimated to that we don't even realize that it contributes to any even very subtly, very nuanced lack mindset, which kind of is not great for the calibration of the like molecular structure and subatomic structure. You are working on your money mindset right now. Okay. So because you're a member, you have access to that code switching video from last Saturday. Please watch that. Especially the part that I go over money. When we just start to introduce, and it feels like a weird thing to say, when we just start to introduce the idea that it's none of our business how our abundance gets to us, and we don't have to justify a third job or whatever else. You have to pay your bills how you have to pay your bills right now. But the more we keep saying, like, that money could just come in, I don't have to work for it. I don't have to bleed for it. I don't have to bend over backwards for it. I don't have to sell my soul. I don't have to compromise who I am to be in a relationship with somebody else. If somebody owes me my money, I don't have to be nice to them so they pay me what they already owe me. I don't have to, all of that. Imagining like the amount of money that would make your life easiest to live, how you imagine it in your future. We don't say dreams, we say future. Dream says it's not possible. Future says it's coming, right? Those kind of things. All of that is very on deck for you. You had major progress this weekend and felt like you realized yes. Yeah. Were you shamed for your money habits when nobody taught you good, financial hygiene to begin with? That is big for your chart. It's really not talking to much else because of its degree. It's applying to your Mars in the 7th house, but that is action and collaboration, partnership, and also balance for you specifically, for where you give your power away and what action you don't take because you're giving your energy to somebody else. Yeah. That is the big thing for you, because that is the biggest conversation this is having for you. It's having big conversations for everybody because of the Uranus, Neptune, Saturn, and Pluto, right? But for you, it is having a very strong conversation with that Venus in Scorpio in the 8th house. Money was scary when you grew up. Yeah. And we have to remember the older generations were told that it was rude to talk about money and then shamed us if we didn't know how to, have good financial health or good financial hygiene or good financial habits. Because they also told us not to talk. And then it's so funny that same generation fell in love with Suze Orman and bought everything she sold. Fight me on that one. The same generation that said it's not like to talk about money. It didn't, you know, kept Suze Orman in business. Um, yeah, so this is what you're working on. So, and also, so I want you to look at that as far as like how you give service and how, and I really, this is going to get a little personal, Hannah, my love, but what I would really love for you to do is look where somebody ever did something nice and you immediately felt like you had to, whether that was purchase something or perform a service. I was trying to find a way to say that that didn't sound lewd or inappropriate. You know, I don't mean it that way. Yeah. So look where, if you didn't feel enough value within self for just existing, that you always felt the need to purchase something or do something for somebody because maybe you weren't enough when you weren't like all the time producing value. Like your value isn't just inherent, doing nothing, doing the least, as we say. So only feeling security of and self-value when we are doing the most, because that's the insurance policy. And that is also something to look at. And also about your intimate relationships and money. So you're already on this Leo new moon. I have to say, everybody I've been talking to, it's already showing up, and a lot of people are already kind of doing the work, which makes me very happy. It's certainly not a hidden, it's certainly not a hidden um new moon. It's not a hidden energy with all these big conversations it's having. Okay. Did you have any other questions besides that, Hannah? And is anybody else? We often have people that are overseas here. I'm not sure where Cheryl is at. Adva, I saw your comment. I'm on the East Coast too. I get it. Um, but I really want to make sure we're giving priority to anybody that's overseas because it's 1 a.m. there. Yes, good. Receiving, yeah. It's not only how we give love out, but how we let it in, because that is directly correlated to what we think that we're worth. Cheryl, where are you located, hun? I can't remember. It's membership, so I know you all pretty well. I knew Hannah was overseas. Everyone else that I'm seeing right now is one of the American time zones. Okay. All right. So then I'm going to let Adva go just because she was the second person to. Okay. So it's not 1 o'clock in the morning there. I'm always trying to be considerate because it always amazes me that people in European time zones or other time zones stay awake in the middle of the night to be part of this community. It's overly flattering. Okay. Let's see. We have Adva, and then we're gonna do that with the Leo. Here we are. Okay, I think this is conjunct your actual moon. You're on Neptune time zone. I love that. So I've been feeling the last, I can't sleep for more than 3, 4 hours. It's either like too slow or too crazy. It's just been woohoo. And I know you're all sick of it. That Uranus trine Uranus while it's trining Pluto in my chart. Okay. I left a voice note for somebody that I babbled so much that it's been interesting. Okay. Do you need to send your, I might, have I ever done an appointment with you, Cheryl, or have I ever? You may need to put your, I mean, it's, again, I'm sharing the screen, so you could just drop it in the comments, but just you have to be comfortable with the idea that your birth info is going to be up on the screen if I'm doing these kind of readings. And then, yeah, you can put it in the chat. So Adva, this is conjunct your moon. And that is happening for you in the 4th house. And looking at what it's talking to the most in your chart, this is really, it's having such an insignificant conversation with, like, I mean, it's in a sextile with your South node. So old habits with money, old spending habits, old self-value habits, that is definitely something to look at. Something could happen if it hasn't already, because sometimes the applying energy is amped up and that's when things happen. Something could already happen where you reminded yourself not to go backwards with an old habit. Oof, ow. Already around worth and value, money, spending habits, especially for you with your Venus being in Leo, also in the 5th house of it, kind of like what I said to Hannah, where like what you're bargaining for, Adva. But it being right on your moon in that 4th house, this is going to give you an opportunity to look at your mom also as a mirror and yourself, and how whatever, our parents are always doing the best they can with the information they have and the availability of anybody even talking about anything like this, and their own parents in their own right. So, and also looking at yourself through the lens of your mom and maybe what she would have acclimated to early in life, or what you've had a front row seat of how she handles her own authenticity, and without shaming yourself or mom, right? Just really kind of looking at that for yourself, your position in family and how you operate. Now you're an Aries rising, so you are pretty authentic. Today you found yourself in a food market where you spent so much money for beautiful meals with somebody who's barely cared. Yeah, revisited value. Beautiful. So you're already doing the work. You tend to be unedited and authentic. So I'm not so much worried about you shoving down authenticity. It could also, though, with the way that this is hitting your chart and your Pluto and your South node, this, when I talked about overcorrecting, if you didn't watch the beginning of the other video that I did, the public, not that this isn't public, but for everyone, video on the Leo new moon, I talked about how sometimes we go to like overcorrect something, right? If you had something that has like a core that's bendable, if it bends the wrong way, if it's not straight anymore, we tend to go a little bit the opposite direction before we can get it centered again. And so if mom really did not sit in her authenticity, there might also be something to look at with how much you would have gone out of your way not to do that. It's very, very often that we see children will do either the same as a parent or the exact opposite as a parent. And so how much of the opposite was not the core of you, especially with your placements, would not have wanted to be inauthentic. And so it's possible that the never editing yourself or feeling the need to like be seen in that authenticity is a reaction and overcorrection. If maternal, it could be grandma too, just like maternal figures weren't able to do that. You know, the other night I had a moment with my mom and my grandmother and my great grandmother, who are all passed, but I still had a moment, you know, all the same, that I really am getting to live my authentic self. Those ladies did not, for many reasons, mostly social limitations. And so you know, for me to break and reconstruct myself so that I can be in this authenticity and live my life how I want to and not how I have to is big. And it didn't go over well when they were here. However, my grandmother broke free, and she rebelled a lot from that, from her mom, Sarah, right? And then my grandmother, Emily, who my daughter's named after, she rebelled a lot. And then that did not go well at that time. She was born in the late 1800s. And then because she was so punished for it, whenever my mom tried to even step out of then that was the thing, right? And there's been discourse between the women through and so to just sit in myself, even though that didn't get me, it didn't win me any popularity contests, even in my family, right? And then where was I overcorrecting? So this is a lot. These are the kind of themes, like looking at the female line. A lot of toughness in mom and grandma, but at the same time, absolutely, they will love us. They will love us the best they can. It's never a criticism. I say this all the time. If anybody, right? We've never heard anybody say I had a perfect parent. I don't think we've ever heard anybody in there. And we all want to be perfect parents, whether that's to a child, fur baby, whatever. That's not reality. And so when we put it in our heads that, like, I will never do any of those things that our parents do, and we can't, right? And that also doesn't give us room to apologize to our kids when we should. It doesn't give us room to treat our children as human beings with their own thoughts and feelings. It doesn't, right? So we can love our parents to death and still acknowledge where the trauma responses were built, still acknowledge where the overcorrection, where we said, I'm not doing that, where we rebelled, whatever, where they did the best they could, but it maybe didn't support us the way we needed. It has zero to do with how much we love them or the value of the relationship. And that's on deck for you too. Just allowing yourself the space to examine it without feeling that that is blasphemy, that is disrespect. That is the strongest conversation. And then just, you know, it's applying to your Pluto. You know, and so of course Pluto is getting acclimated to the idea that you know, pretty soon you're going to have all the outer planets talking to your Pluto. And that is transformation with what you are doing, how you're supporting yourself. And that's already happening, right? Like, you're going into business for yourself, you're doing all of these things. So this new moon, be creative and be self-authentic and not doubting yourself. And yeah, because of course, a moon in the fourth house, that female line is going to be very significant to who you are and your emotional center and how you emote. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. I know Zoe said she wanted to be next. And then can we start to form a line, like if people... So then this way I could go from a list. That would be helpful. I know, Danny. So just if you guys can, I'll trust anybody to tell us if they really have to go. But then from there, if we just form I know Maricela was here right from the beginning, Cheryl. So, or not, Kate. Kate was here right from the beginning. Juan, um, yeah, Michael. So you guys are a good community. Yes. Cheryl, that's very kind of you. Thank you. If either of my moderators could throw together a little list, that would be super helpful. I have more than two, but that's who's here right now. Okay, we're not saying that. Zoe, new moon, let's go. Okay. Zoe, this is happening your 11th, just like me. Okay, so Zoe, there's a concentration on community groups, friendships, social, like this is really creative. This is actually really, really nice for you, Zoe. And of course you have a 3-degree Pisces moon. So this is an inconjunct. It means it does not share a modality. One is mutable and one is fixed. It does not share an element. One is water, one is fire, and it does not share a polarity. One is positive and one is negative. When I say positive, negative, when I'm talking about polarity, I'm never talking about good or bad. I am talking about outlet and plug. You need both to create the electricity, right? For the conduction of the electricity. So we're not using it in terms of bad and good. It's just the polarity, the energy, the static of it. Okay, so this is still having that conversation with your moon in the 6th. What else is it talking to? Oh, it is talking to Mars in a sextile, which is very harmonious. See, it's talking to a lot. It is also having another inconjunct conversation. It's opposite your Uranus, and it is also having another inconjunct conversation, a strong one at that, with both your Mercury and your Venus. My, Zoe. Zoe with the pretty eyes. Hey, Amanda. So happy to have you here. Zoe, what's going on with you with like how you voice your opinion in groups? Because if you've been feeling undervalued, if you feel like you're being talked over, or that you feel like maybe other people know, but like you start to say something and then you pull back. What's going on with that, my love? It's also talking to your Saturn in the 7th, which obviously you are having your Saturn return. It just gave you whatever just happened in the last week or so, maybe month, is like a preview for what your Saturn return is going to be like when it goes direct the final time. But Zoe, there is something going on. Last weekend you felt like you wanted to say things and then retreated. Yeah, that's what it looks like here. Stepping into that, and not pulling back your punches, not pulling back, because you know that Mars and Libra in the first house is less likely to initiate. And usually Mars in the first house would make somebody more like, listen, I have something to say. Hold on, I got something to say. But because it's in Libra and because the way it's aspecting your Mercury in retrograde at a square, and because you have Pisces moon, which is also having a conversation with it, naturally, organically, you need to feel like your words have as much value as somebody else. And so this new moon for you is really about, like, next time you go to that workshop, I don't want you to hold back. I want you to practice, if you want to call it polite assertion, but when you are either interrupted and give way to the other person, or you interrupt yourself and hold back, I want you to start to practice. Yes, talk to yourself. Give your, like, what are you going to do? Practicing what our redirects are for anything is just makes good sense. We don't have to put a crazy label on it if you are doing a dress rehearsal, a verbal rehearsal for how to handle yourself so that you don't wait for the crisis moment to come. Not crisis moment, but moment when you have to employ boundaries and redirects and self-assertion. This is huge for your self-refinement, my love. Huge. And it requires, with those in conjunct conversations, is it making other conversations that are as strong? Yeah, the sextile is strong. The square to Saturn is strong. However, your moon is your moon. It's your emotional center. And at the time of your Saturn return, that emotional center is going to feel really kind of exposed. And in this new moon, it's going to feel exposed. So when you are in a public place, when you need to use your voice, when it is your turn and you give way in public spaces, or even if they're not super public, right? Could be at home with family, could be in a conversation with a best friend. Doing it even though your voice shakes, walking into that self-actualization, especially right now when you are at your Saturn return. And I don't think it'll be comfortable the first few times, but that's why you want to have like verbal rehearsal. Because what can happen with with a Mars in Libra and with the Pisces moon is that what will happen is the resentment won't not exist, even if you're being super polite. And so that will build. And the person that it will hurt is you. And with a Pisces moons can be the most beautiful, creative, romantic, prophetic people. If that moon it needs to be nurtured, it needs to be grounded, it needs the self-actualization. When a Pisces moon gets to a certain age and feels like their life is not being lived the way they planned to or wanted to, because they hid in the fog, they hid in the nebulous, they didn't come forward, they didn't stick their feet on the ground, they didn't self-actualize. Because while we could argue all day long that Saturn is not the opposite of Neptune, it is certainly the balance for Neptune. It is certainly its best friend. And I talked about that in the Neptune video. Remember, I said that the two best friends for Neptune are moderation and Saturn and boundaries, Saturn. So to be seen, and like as a Pisces moon, especially with all like, you know, your Pisces moon is very well aspected. It's talking to Pluto, it's talking to Venus, it's talking to Mercury, it's talking to Mars, it's talking to Saturn, strong. Also talking to your Chiron. You want to make sure that all of those feel like a support. You are here for self-evolution in this lifetime, 100% emotional self-evolution. So you want to make sure all of those conversations feel supportive and not overwhelming, and not all of those conversations with your moon feeling like they're stepping over your moon. You're saying, okay, it resonates. And watch in 6 months when we have that in Aquarius season, when we have that Leo full moon, you're going to be like, you're going to be so proud of the progress. Yeah, you are already, right? And like that, I think Pisces moons are just incredibly beautiful people. But if you let yourself be stepped over, what happens is you'll explode. Pisces placements in general, they won't say it when it comes up because they're trying to be nice, they're trying to give room, it's genuine, they're trying to give room and space for everybody else to have their feelings, because you can kind of feel the other person's feelings, and you put yourself on the back burner, and that will manifest as resentment. And then the person you'll be mad at if you didn't self-actualize your dreams will be you. And no one is more capable of dreaming the future life, of imagining, designing, right? We don't say dreaming and imagining, designing an incredible future life than a Pisces moon. And then so you cannot let yourself be walked over and walked on, even by your own placements. You don't want to be the adult Pisces moon who feels like everyone is not being supportive to them. It doesn't feel good. This is a big, I mean, you got that in return. You have this talking to everything. All the outer planets are talking to so much in your chart. You're very good at designing your future. I imagine that you sit there and that you work it out in your head and in your imagination. Yeah. So next weekend, when you go back to your workshop, you're not going to pull your punches with your verbal expression. My sweet Zoe. Yeah, Juan, this is way past your bedtime. It's like 7 something at night, dude. Yeah, let's have Juan go next. And again, if you're watching this in replay and you're a member and you're either a big morning person or you're on the other side of the world, because we have quite a few of those, and you would like me to do a part 2 early in the morning, I'm up for that. And then I am 11 o'clock, I'm moderating, and Shauna's going to go. And then, and then I have 2 appointments, and then I have an appointment with Lori for a business meeting. So we are never complaining about being booked and busy. Okay. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. You're welcome. Okay. I want 2 pairs. Give me 2 pairs. I'll be stomping in my Air Force Ones. I'm so the sister he never wanted. Let's get Juan up here. Some of you are like Cher and Adele all up in my system. You don't even have last names. Okay. Juan, my love. I'm putting, just so you guys know, I'm putting the buy wheel up for your benefit. I'm at the point where I don't need it. If I know you really, really well and I know your chart like the back of my hand, I don't need your chart up in front of me. It always used to amaze me when Lori would do that. Be like, where's there? Okay. And now I get it because when you're this busy, you know where everything is all the time in the sky and where it's going and whether it's in all the aspects. And okay. So this is happening in your ninth. What's it talking to before we go wax? Oh, it's got it's got one of those pesky little semi-sextiles. So, it's interesting when it's happening in like Zoe's chart where it's like talking to so much, it can feel like a lot of things going on and it's a little harder to pin like what should I really put my energy in, right? And um and then other times it's like this, and it's making a very small, so the conversation when you have a semi-sextile, which is 30 degrees in either direction of the transit of the planet, whatever, it's like a whisper, and you kind of have to meet it and go, I'm sorry, what did you say? You have to do you have to bring that planet to the transit. I hope that made sense. Some astrologers and astrologers that I respect don't pay much mind. I'm not going to pay much mind to this new moon with your Venus, even though you would be like, hey, it's the Venus in the 10th house. It's going to be A, more internal, and B, you're really going to have to bring your Venus to this new moon. That's what she said. You planning on going anywhere, Juan? I feel like I know everything about you. And then sometimes they say, there's no chance you're like thinking about painting. And you're like, oh, yes. And you surprise me. Do you have any trips planned to go anywhere, friend? I was teasing you about past your bedtime. Mm. Hmm. Are you, is there any new training or new responsibilities being added to your current position since the herd is thinning where you work? We don't have to talk because this is public. We don't have to talk about where you work, but you and I both know. If you do, you'll be kicking and screaming if you go, yeah, traveling anywhere. Don't say that. I know it's Scorpio rising, Scorpio moon. You and I can finish each other's dark humor sentences at this point. Any any extra, okay, no, but they never tell us anything above your pay grade, above your level. This looks like training, but it also, oof, you're gonna have your second Saturn return 6 months into you're gonna kill me. I also see this as potential, like meeting somebody, but they're not from here. Which I kind of think is perfect for you. It might pop up in the next couple of weeks, but I would be interested. I still think when you have your second Saturn return, it's going to end up being two things. One, you're going to really commit to like your creative outlets. And the other thing is I think it's romance. I don't know if it's like, there's a video right now, which, like, I'm all peaceful by myself. And I really, sometimes I get lonely and I want somebody here. But then I think if somebody was here, they would have to leave pretty quickly because we adjust. So if this is coming in for you, I don't see it's like, I see it as like companionship romance, like somebody to go do fun, like, but like also give you your space kind of thing. But it could be somebody that's not from here, or there's some kind of training. Look at all the wand stands in the comments. Yeah. Right. Put chelated minerals. Chelated, what am I, God, my God, help me. Mercury retrograde. I put chelated minerals in one of my moon waters, a little vitamin C. Perked me up because my sleep has not been great. Um, it tastes like 1970s outside hose water, and I'm not explaining that. Every time I drink, if you see me make that face, it's never at any of you. You know, it's the strongest conversation is just this ninth house. It is applying to that career sector. I still think this could be like training or being asked to take on another role. But also something could like, it's like sparking. It's like the flint. Like, you know, when you're trying to light like one of those big kitchen matches. Do I have some here? It's the one I always get in trouble. Everybody says it looks like I'm gonna like burn my face off when I light them when I'm online. I don't know, but you know what I mean? Like these big boys, right? It's like, you know, when you're first striking a match and you just see that little hint of a spark before it completely, that's what I feel like is coming up for you. And then it moves, it's going to slowly, which I can't imagine you would want anything else to do anything but slowly with that crescent moon. I would love to know in the comments right now, does anybody else have a natal crescent moon? You're all in memberships. You all should have had your whole, I went over everybody's natal and current progressed phase in that progressed moon special I did. What was it, 4 parts? Does anybody else have a crescent moon that's like, I would like company, but I don't know if I want them to live in my house? Just drop it in the chat or drop it in the comment afterwards, because it's an observation, which is what astrology is all about, but it's an observation. Okay. And then was Danny going next after Juan? Was that the list that I saw? I want to forgive me. Shauna's not even here to encourage me. Singing the Air Force Wands. All right, Danny. Pretty Danny. All right, let's, oh my God, I have the Zoom thing. I have the astrology software thing, and then I have the chat thing. And they're all in each other's way. Okay. Okay. What song is that? Why am I hearing this for you, Danny? Da 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 da. What song is that? Of course, with you, I would get like a psychic hit on something. It's gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna have to email you at like 4 in the morning because it'll hit me. But, crazy person. If anybody can get inside my head, there's so many of you here that are so fucking psychic. Somebody body jump me and tell me what song I'm getting, please. And thank you. Okay. This is happening in your ninth house as well. All this gorgeous Scorpio energy in my community. I love it. This is happening in your ninth house as well. It is talking to your Pluto in a nice, juicy square. I don't know if you heard what I said to Hannah about like when, you have Pluto in the 12th house. A lot of times we feel overpowered and we feel people use their power over us and we don't find our own power. Pluto in the 12th house until we get a little older. And you are at that beautiful, sweet spot right now where I think you are understanding stop drop na na whoa, is it Ja Rule? Na 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 na. No, I don't think it is. I know that song. No, it's not that. Juan sent me the most incredible tea strainer that you put right in your cup. And like that, I swear that turmeric tea at my inflammation, if like nobody has noticed, like I think it is the tea. I swear to God. I'm doing a lot of stuff, but that is for sure helping. I'm drinking it cold, I'm drinking it hot, I'm in love with it. You, no. That's also all my music. Like those I would have recognized right away because that's like when I'm cooking in the kitchen and dancing in the shower too. But no, I'll figure it out at 4 in the morning. Let me not take up any more sip with in my head. Where this is happening, it's having a strong conversation. It's having a strong conversation by degree, but again, we're talking about a quincunx here. We're not holding a modality of polarity or an element in common, but it is. Danny, I think that, I'm aware that you're online. It's trining your Saturn in the first. It's applying to your moon in a sextile. Got a lot going on here. Are you expanding your community, Danny? Are you doing more spiritual stuff at any point on your page? Like, I know your page is like wild. It's like the Wild West. I love dropping in sometimes on your lives. And when I'm on this page, when I'm in this YouTube, which I mostly am, I want to jump in, but I don't because I should not mix the two, although I find it entertaining and a little fun. Not that she does anything bad, but like, people try to argue with her and I want to like come in and let them experience the other side of Susie. But are you thinking of like switching up your channel at all? Or like spiritual stuff at all? Whether that's like you want to talk about like quantum physics and spirituality, or you want to get into that like deeper stuff. What's going on with that? With your channel in general, because this is good. What are you saying here? Oh, I hate everything's in the way. It's funny though. I guess your channel isn't always like that, but You've always wanted to do that. Okay. Well, you're supposed to be stepping into what feels authentic. Is it because there is a lot about identity here for you and where you really want to be and how other people see you right now. And also, there is like, you do have the ability to make money doing the spiritual stuff, but I don't know if like, because of also like Saturn ruling that third house and Saturn having a very strong conversation with this new moon, if you kind of like your belief system is that your voice is your voice right now, and if you switch it up, you're going to have to start all over. Does that make sense to you right now? The drama has been distracting you from your goals. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I also just know you as like this deep, beautiful human being. I mean, everybody can like has eyeballs, like you're stunning on the outside, but I know how like deep and rich and intricately woven that tapestry is from the inside out. And I know that there's much more. Not Scorpio rising, the layers. Dare I say, I can see below the iceberg. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. You've had such a journey with that and loss. There's space right now for you to make, right, as these other changes are coming in, that's very like, Uranus right now and your how it's talking to your chart, because you do have a lot of things at those early, right, at those early degrees. And it was in a sextile with your Mercury. I'm so sorry to hear that, honey. You've had such a journey with loss and that. Okay, so right now, well, there is space to pivot and move, and this also, um, I'm sure had you kind of pull back from everything for a while, right? And you're saying that is your focus. While you are kind of decompressing, you can also reconstruct everything in your chart and everything in the sky right now. And I just got full chicken skin. Um, and that song just came back to me, but it's like 80s or 90s. I'll figure it out and I'll send it to you. It's something. It's like more hard rocker. That's what I was saying. Like I loved Kate and I could probably road trip and listen to the same music. If it was one of those, I would have known it right away, because this is like, I'll figure it out, but it's more like, I want to say like the bridge of 70s rock to like hair metal. It's somewhere in that. But I'm gonna figure it out, and I want to say 80s. It's a song from the 80s and I just kept hearing it immediately, and now it feels like somebody just dumped ice down my back. Um yeah, you have a chance to kind of reconstruct everything the way you want it to be, and really move into your goals. I'll just post it on the channel when I figure it out, because now everybody is like, what's the damn song, Susie? Can you Do you feel when I say that, do you feel like the rebuild feels good? And don't forget that Pluto in your 12th house, the magnet is you. It's you, especially square, exactly how you are. You don't have to change a damn thing. You don't have to rebrand yourself. The brand of Danny is awesome. You can do whatever subject matter that you want. Yeah. I think that if you're taking time right now for the circumstance and to be there and really be nurturing your son, then there's also like that leaves a big window because the visibility is beautiful. And the thing is too, is that this new moon is talking to your moon and your Venus in a way that says like the community is there for you no matter what. They don't care what you're talking about. Don't forget, Danny, you still have a gift certificate. I'm going to always honor that. So if you want to use that, email me, especially with everything going on. I'm sending you big hugs, honey. Okay. Email me though. Okay, we have Amanda. I can't see her, but I can see her big giant smile. She's got a big giant infectious smile, Amanda does. Let's get you with the Leo new moon. Bye-bye. It's gonna drive me crazy until I can figure it out. I want to say there was like an 80s, like it's like beginning of MTV time is what I want to say. And it's not Greg Kinn, but for some reason his other music is it's in that. It's like very drum and bass driven, the song. Okay, Amanda. This is happening in your fourth. Have a sextile to your Mars in the fifth in retrograde. Ooh. If it's about like fuck shit o'clock in your life right now with the people in it, if you're like, oh look, it's fuck shit, fuck this o'clock. This is squaring your Jupiter in retrograde in the sixth. And it is in a sextile with your Mars in the fifth. Both of those planets are in retrograde for you. This is, and then all of the other planets that are talking to the new moon, of course, are talking. So if I'm saying something's talking to the new moon in your chart, just know that all of the planets that we mentioned in the new moon aspects are. Yeah, it is. It's fuck this o'clock for you. I would feel like all the space, all the niceness, all the patience, everything you are starting to be like, and I mean, I know we've had those conversations where you have been making moves for a long time to start living like your more authentic life, but like I think any guilt you had for living your life in a way that would constitute your wellness in every way, which every human should be doing. Social constructs, all these other things, there was still a little bit of like guilt or whatever. or like, and I think that is all just kind of fallen away right now to the point where it might be coming out a little bit in I'm going to do me, which that part is great. It might have taken you almost like an angry moment to get there though. Does that make sense? Is that resonating? Let me go. That's going on a lot for a lot of people, honey. So just don't take that part personal. But it feels like you're mad that people pushed you. And when I'm saying feels, it looks like in the chart, and this especially, this is all kind of coming up that people pushed you to the point where you can't accommodate them. And you're mad because you're mad at them also. Like you're mad because you don't want to be mad because that's not your favored, um yeah, totally. Okay, that's all resonating. Show up or show out time. What's going on? So has the job situation, let's see, Venus to do. And Mercury is in retrograde, but have you thought of affiliate marketing? Like, you can open a brand new Instagram account, and Costco wants people, they're paying people to just open whatever. Because anything with a link, especially for a big company, it'll get pushed out. But they are looking for very angry, fighting with doctors. Yeah. I would think it'd be more than just that, but you don't have to on the because we're public here. You could do like Costco, because like if somebody clicks on the link and buys a couch, like you get like a really big commission for that. But like I would look into, there's two ways. Keep looking for your job. I know that you just went through all that training and you're very good, and that, I've been encouraging you to maybe look for a little, go on Fiverr and all that other stuff with your skill set. But there's also marketing, selling, and like not anything that you have skin in the game for, not selling your intellectual property, not selling your skill set, not selling your products, but selling products for other people, where there's some relief, some respite from the dried up job market. And it still will leave room because you'll be able to do it on your own schedule. There's a new opportunity to work from home. People are making bank on TikTok shop. But you can have a faceless Instagram account. Costco, look up Costco affiliate marketing. It's better than anything else because they're selling like, and people love Costco right now. Yeah. I mean, do that, but you have more than one income available to you right now. And let one subsidize the other. So it gives you more room to take the job you want, not just the first job that comes along. And the nice thing about like doing affiliate marketing for Costco is like, it's not like we're a TikTok shop. Like you'd have to like buy the couch and like have it in your house and be filming inside your house. Like you're using all their stuff. You're using their stock pictures, their stock photos, their advertisement. They just want people to be like, oh my God, look at this couch at Costco. And then there's a link. But people go to Costco to buy like huge outdoor things and, fire pits and expensive kitchen equipment. So like they have some big ticket items. And they are currently really looking for people to do that. They are not saturated. But there's some kind of like you're selling something for somebody else, but it's kind of like no skin off your nose and you're doing it from home. And then also looking at whatever you want to do that suits your skill set. I'm going to give you another 5 months before nobody can even push those buttons anymore. That's when you're going to start to get a reaction from them, is when you, who are a deeply feeling person, and that's beautiful. But it's almost, I'm not going to say like fully numb, but desensitized to like, I don't have it for you to give it to you. Not a good reaction, not a bad reaction, nothing. Zip, nada. And that is also, you know, again, it's like Libra Mars night. Libra Mars can sometimes hesitate on taking actions for themselves. And with yours in retrograde, everything is being like, that's not that, not doing that anymore. So when your Mars in Libra that's in retrograde is getting dinged by this much stuff, all of it also mostly in retrograde, except for the new moon and the Uranus, it's gonna feel like an Aries Mars until that burns out. And then you're just gonna be like, I got nothing. And that is when people will start giving, because it's, they don't care if you're mad or you're sad or you're being extra nice or you're pissed the fuck off. When someone like you, who is always meeting people where they're at and being transparent about how you're feeling about stuff, which is a beautiful thing to have, starts giving nothing, I promise you. That's the thing in my life. I always say, when I get quiet, that's when you should worry. And also don't forget, like, Uranus is finally off of your Taurus sun and your ascendant and everything. That went back and forth and back and forth. So you are in deep transition right now. Yeah. What I'm saying is, I get that. I get that, wanting to throw it back in their faces. On a personal level, though, with whatever's going on there, you will get to the point where you're like, I'm not even gonna give, like, you won't give the energy at all. You will move quietly, stealthily, not because you're backing off. I know you do, babe. It's getting there. It's getting there. I hate to say that the pissed off may have had to happen, but it ignited, it pinged along with everything else. It's your, I would expect that Mars to keep getting pinged for a while with the outer planets doing what they're doing. If you just join back up into, please go watch the code switching video, my love. But there's huge opportunity here for you. Go check out the Costco marketing, because that's, I mean, that's money from home is what's showing up in your chart. Don't worry about being mad, just worried about being in your, I know you're also a very authentic person, but don't give them the energy there. Okay. Where were those original lists? Okay. So anybody else, as far as Kate, Lil John, Michael, or Tina want to go next? Is there a preference? It's The Who. The song is The Who, and I think it's Eminence Front. Hey, Michael, let's pull up the chart. I think it's The Who. That's why I said it's a bridge from, and I knew there was like an early 80s, early MTV video. Dun, 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 dun. Like, I want to say it's a Who song. I want to say it's Eminence Front, but I could be wrong. But I don't know if the Who has any significance or that, and that's why I was getting like it was a bridge from the 70s rock, 60s and 70s rock into 80s. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna send you, sometimes it's the lyrics. I have a friend that gets music all the time, and she'll be like, I'm 100% sure this is for you. And I've never heard of the song, never heard of the band, never heard, but then the lyrics are like, oh my God, that is what is happening. So I have to find out what, yeah, I'll send her the lyrics in an email for sure. But first I have to find out if that's the song, if it's Eminence Front or if it's something different. But I want to say it's like the Who or somewhere around that. Um, I'll find it and then I will send you the lyrics for it, my love. You've been listening while dealing with Chewy.com. Okay, good. It might be Eminence Front, which is a weird, I wouldn't even know how to spell it. Eminence Front. Eminence Front. It's a put on. It's a put on. Like it's a front. It's about like something is like a front. It's a put on. I think I don't know if that's the how that's a dinner. I don't know if that. Hello, April. That I was tapping it and everything else until I get it out. It's gonna stay with me, and that's how I know it's not for me and it's channeled. I had that with Time in a Bottle yesterday. Um. Okay, let's pull up Michael. Okay. Michael, this new moon also happened. All these Scorpio risings. I love it. I love all my Scorpios. Okay. Ninth house also. What is it talking to? We know that means you have Pluto in the third and Saturn in the fifth with the Neptune and Uranus in the seventh. But what is it talking to in your chart? That is the most interesting thing about this. Wow. It's I know it would seem like it's having that kind of semi-sextile conversation with your moon, but it's 8 degrees. And I know they're luminaries and everything, but it's if anything, it's squaring that Pluto on your ascendant. Again, like what I said to your lie detector stuff is probably going to get challenged. Um, you're right on time, April, as long as you're here with us. Michael, it's also quincunx with your Neptune. It's applying to your Neptune in a quincunx. Something is like making you want to step out of your normal of like your no normal mode of operation. Michael, what's going on? Earworm. Earworm is like if my kids are singing something or I hear it like in a TikTok video or on a commercial or on whatever. But when it's a psychic hit, it'll stay with me until I give it to the person it's meant for. It's when I get visions and all of that, I literally have to give it to the person or else it like will interrupt my regular life. I don't know how else to do this. It's a interesting thing. You are loved right back, April. Michael, have you been like tiptoeing around? You are leaving this weekend on a super extended work trip. Okay, but like your mindset, like the things that you're willing to like for like a week and a half. Okay. Because there is like possible meeting somebody that's not from here or traveling. Also, same thing I said to Juan, you're both Scorpio rising. So that is affecting it. Also, because, it's ruled by the moon and that ninth house cusp, the fact that it's like a work extended trip makes perfect sense. But I feel like you're gonna be able to like not act like yourself, like not be um as you would like I almost want to say let loose or like oh fuck it, not no like fuck this in like a what the hell kind of way. Have you been entertaining like breaking some of your own rules is what I want to say. Are you crescent? Yeah, right, you're not yet first quarter, you're crescent moon, so yeah, are you thinking of also like breaking your own rules a little bit, maybe while you're on the trip? Michael's been let loose. Michael's pretty cool when he's nobody has to let him loose. He's definitely in charge of him. But I mean, accepting what you can't control. Yeah, but are you thinking of breaking some of your own rules? Like your own if you haven't, I think you might when you go on this trip. I feel like something's going to get into you. What I keep hearing is what's the worst that could happen? And that's, I mean, that's in alignment with what your chart is saying right now. There is a close enough in the club, we all fam. There is a close enough conversation with your Mercury too happening here with the Saturn and the Neptune both in retrograde. That could be a little flirty on your trip. In the club, we all fam. I missed that soundbite. That's weird, right? Oh my God, in the club, we are all family. Well, this is probably really boring for people who aren't in membership or haven't been to one of these before. I need to wait for people to respond because we can see things as astrologers, we can see things happening in the chart. And then if you're an astrologer that has metaphysical stuff too, a lot of times little extra details will come in through the metaphysics. And then you look back at the chart, and everything's kind of like confirming each other. Oh, my baby is just getting home from work. It's a long day. That is either a helicopter, a plane. I thought it was going to land on the next street over. Wow, what? Wow, Emily just getting home from work. Okay. I mean, when you hit the club, that could be popping off, my friend. It may even just be that like you let your coworkers see another side of you. Oh, wow, that April. Yeah. Oh, it's like you and Shauna. I mean, you're different years though. I've been sitting here an awful long time. We might have to part two this. I think I'm gonna do one more person and then we're gonna go into a part two. And it's even if we did it like tomorrow night, if we did part two, the thing is I'm still willing to do one early just for the Europe people. But if we do it tomorrow night, this stuff is so all internal that it'll still be happening and it'll still continue to happen. So like, and we'll be within the exact of the moon. All right, Cheryl, you still here? I gotta put your stuff in. I gotta find it. That song until I really, really figure it out and send it off in an email. It's going to. Sometimes I will get prolific visions. They're very, I don't get them all the time, but when I get them, they are very detailed. It's like a movie. Oh, are you good with tomorrow? It's not that I can feel my legs swelling, which I don't love. Oh, aw, you guys are all so lovely. It's just because I've been sitting in the same I have worn out the cushion in this chair. I loved it when I first got it, and now I'm like, meh. Is there anybody that's not available tomorrow night? We did a lot. Tina, Kate, is there anybody that's not available tomorrow night if I do part two tomorrow night? We hit accuracy on everybody's chart, and we'll continue to do that tomorrow. Oof. Okay, so I will just schedule this right away when I hang up. When I close when I press end live and I close my computer or hang up. Yo, that Mercury retrograde's got me. Lori and I were swapping. I don't know if you all heard that. I am feeling it. It's been a very long day and I have not had time to stop. And I can feel my legs swelling a little bit, probably from sitting in the same position for so long. Okay, you're all good with tomorrow. So I will do part two tomorrow and I won't have been sitting here for hours. Um, I have a lot of appointments, but those I can do in a different chair tomorrow. So I'll have a big space between Shauna's live psychic readings tomorrow, which I will definitely probably have a pillow underneath me. Um, I just might do that, April. That's good advice. And Maristella, are you okay with tomorrow? And I see you tomorrow too for a reading. But yeah, I am going to take care of myself because I can't preach that. Okay, great. Um, if you were watching this, and you weren't a member, I hope you enjoyed watching the magic happen with the feedback and everything else. And I love the transformation. I love the aha moments. I love what it's really great. It's you guys all are very in tune with yourselves more than you realize. And I am here as a conduit to help confirm, like, yeah, no, that thing that you're thinking about, that thing that's happening right now, like it's either on its, you're almost there, or that you're in the right, you're doing the right things already. Okay, great. Okay, love, I might not get to that email until tomorrow or Friday. Shauna is going to be live at 11 a.m. to do psychic readings. And she's going to go for 2 hours. So I can't promise. Last time we had a line and we had to cut off taking people. Yeah, I will, Kate. I will totally email you. But I hope everybody enjoyed this. You're all doing so wonderful. I mean, the subjects that are in your chart, you guys are already on top of. And just know that, like, when we're doing these little things and nothing feels like too much of a surprise, it means you are so acclimated to just constantly bringing things gently to your attention, and stepping into yourself in the best ways, which is what this whole moon is about. So, like, I love that I can help confirm that for all of you, but you should all be really proud of yourselves. It'll be on my channel, love. Yep. All right, guys, I love you. Now you love you. Thank you for the way you love me back and let me go eat and put up my feet and all kinds of good stuff. Um, and I will be back, gosh, 11 in the morning, and then we'll do this again 6:30 tomorrow night. I should be done with my business meeting by then. 6:30, 6:45, same time, same bat channel. Okay. Happy new moon, everybody. Put your water out, put your good crystals out, not the moldavite, and just know that it is going to bring transformation and some surprises. So if that's not what you're down for right now, then maybe don't put them out. But the glamour magic water, filtered distilled water, do that. Okay. Bye.